Okay. I'm Live, apparently. There we go. Okay. I will figure out a way to do like a clean transition to being on air and all that stuff, but at the moment, this is the best we got, so I'm just dealing with it. Right, so welcome back to LiveTUBBSrandomWiki, and this is the show, and I'm going to do like just a quick like mini speech at the beginning of each one, probably talking about what we learned last time and what we're going to do like today and stuff. And well, I shouldn't really do that because we already know what we're going to do today. Oh, I haven't put the announcement. Beep. There we go. Okay. Oh my god. Why? Why would they yawn? Why? Yeah. I really lost where I was. Maybe I should do a live, like a. It's kind of a live talk show kind of thing I'm trying to go for here. Maybe it's just not going to work. I don't know, but it's always fun to find out. Anywho, yeah, today's show we're basically going to decide how we're going to do this, decide the format and stuff like that. I realized that I was going to do a thing where I just did a I did the title for this. We'll figure out the title first. So the title for this for this show, LiveTUBBSrandomWiki. I'm happy with that part. What I'm not happy with is it's not hyphen, the colon. You know, the what's after the colon. So basically, I don't know what to do for this. I was thinking about basically having just a simple numbering system, or even a even put the date there or something. But then I figured that I would have to keep a track of all of the numbers, so that's kind of out because I've been trying to do that for the pick dumps and the art dumps for as long as I've been doing those, and I keep losing them, and they're not saving into the correct places on my computer because of that. And I don't really want to confuse people by basically going to, saying to them, I'll go to this one because we talked about this on that one, because yeah, I would not remember any of the numbers. I like the date system, but I think the date system is a bit off anyway because it's not always the same day. Like right now, it is Saturday in the UK because it's 50 minutes. It's 10 to 1 a.m. here in the UK. So it's Saturday morning, but for everybody else in the world that's not gone past the Terminator yet, it's not Saturday morning. Oh, fuck. I'm not even tired. See, it's just when I'm talking and on stream. I think that's just what it is. Yeah. It's Saturday. It's Saturday morning, and for everybody else that's not on the other side of the Terminator, basically it's still Friday. And I mean the 24-hour Terminator, not just the day-night cycle Terminator. The Terminator line on planet Earth is basically just the line that goes around all of the it's the imaginary line that goes through all of the time zones that basically mean that it's it's the start of a new day and stuff. The physical Terminator is basically it's the edge of the planet where it's day, it's day and night. It's kind of just it's the twilight line that kind of washes over the planet as the planet rotates. So, yeah. See, people who didn't know that might have just learned something interesting, maybe. But yeah, it's also a pretty cool Arnold Schwarzenegger franchise. So yeah. Does anybody like the Terminator movies? People keep telling me to go see the new Terminator. I want to, but at the same time, I kind of I know somebody who basically is like he hates political bullshit in his stuff. He hates things that are politicized, and he absolutely hates SJWs. And he said that he saw it and fucking hates it because apparently it's full of you know, feminism and SJWism and all that stuff. And it's just like, you know what, I'm not as bad as him, but I can read when they're trying to do some bullshit like that. You know, I can pick up on it when it's all about the message and not about the substance. You know, it's like, oh my god, that does drive me crazy. It's like, I don't care about the feminism, I just want to see a good story. You know, it's a movie, just show me a movie. Just, yeah. So yeah, anyway, I don't know how the new Terminator movie is. I like all the other Terminator movies. I'm not such a fan of, what was the one with Salvation, Terminator Salvation, with Christian Bale in it and stuff. And it's mainly because they kind of went off story. It's like they had a really good story, and for the first two movies, and then they kind of have just been trying to pick up on the story for the movies afterwards. They kind of keep trying to reboot it, and it's like, I think Terminator 3 was actually pretty good. I enjoyed Terminator 3. I do not know why they couldn't just go with Terminator 3. But this just might be my thing because I really enjoyed the new Superman film. Not the new Superman film. I really enjoyed Superman Returns, I think it's called, with the vegan superhero guy from Scott Pilgrim as Superman. I actually really enjoyed that film. You know, as crummy as a person as I can't even remember his name. Jesus, the guy who played Lex Luthor. Jeez, I had it in my head just now, and it's just gone. As crummy as the guy as he made a good Lex Luthor. You know, he was believable as Lex Luthor. So it was just weird to me that basically everybody hated that movie for some reason. I don't get it. Yeah, I thought it was a perfectly acceptable movie. It's weird. So, hey, Panafox. Ghost Blackbeard, that's actually kind of a badass name, says, hi, it's Darwin. I was subbed to your channel a long time ago. Hey, Darwin. Hey. Names are hard. It's a thing. It seems to be a running problem. I'm actually a bit worried that I've got some kind of weird brain disease, which is actually kind of not surprising considering that my dad had Parkinson's. So I'm worried a little bit about it, but at the same time, apparently that this is a, what is it called? A harsh take. I don't know exactly how to say this. People with Alzheimer's and people with Parkinson's, it's very sad that happens, but it's not sad for them because they don't know the knowledge that they've lost. If that makes sense. I'm not saying that Parkinson's and I really do have a brain disease. Shit. Alzheimer's. Yeah, I'm not saying that they're good things. I'm saying that basically it's just that for the people that is actually happening to them, they don't know it's happening to them. You know, at least they won't remember it being a thing that's happening to them. You know, so they're kind of happy, and they kind of get happier sometimes as time goes by. So what? So I'm actually not as scared as I used to be about the fact that I might in the future develop Parkinson's or Alzheimer's. You know, it's going to be one of those end of life things, and it's just, you know, it's like the whole thing of like death. It's like we're all going to die, but people are like terrified about it and stuff like that. I'm not really that terrified about it. I just kind of, I know it's going to happen. I'm not looking forward to it, but whatever. Um, you know, it's just one of those things. It, overall life philosophy, right? We went really deep, really fast. So I do apologize if anybody is basically not here for that, but that's just a side product of the show. Overall life philosophy, for me anyway, is try not to think about the things that you can't change. You know, try not to be bothered by the things that you can't change. And I first heard this piece, you know, this the way that this is worded. I first heard this on Stargate Atlantis, and that's one of the reasons why I love sci-fi so much, because it introduces like random, crazy, and interesting and really thought-provoking ideas. Because, yeah. Anyway, it's not Darwin, it's Travis. Okay. I remember names so well. So I'm totally going to remember that you're not Darwin, and that in fact that you are Travis. And I totally am not going to remember. I mean, I totally am going to remember. Jesus, I forgot how to. That your name is not in fact Ghost Blackbeard, because I kind of like Blackbeard. Just saying Blackbeard, it's better in my opinion. In my opinion, guys. Anyway, guys, yeah. So before this random tirade about death and and movies and all this stuff, um, no, it's not Jesse Eisenberg. So in my head, there's a guy waving a name card around, saying it's like this guy played Lex Luthor. Stop it. Wrong Lex Luthor. Yeah, before all of this bullshit happened, Kevin Spacey. Thank you. Kevin Spacey. Yeah, as much as a shit that guy apparently is, um, he played a good Lex Luthor, you know. Anyway, yeah, before all of this, we were discussing exactly what to do, what to put in the title, because I don't know if I can just say LiveTUBBSrandomWiki and just not have anything else there. You know, I want something to separate the show, so I think I might put the date there. I think I might just put the date there. But if anybody has any better suggestions, I think I'm gonna, I could be persuaded to change it. But essentially, it's not going to work because, you know, the way that I imagined it, because we're going to cover a bunch of random wiki stuff today. So I can't just put in all of the things that we're gonna call this, especially in advance, because some people might not want me to talk about a particular random wiki article, you know. So yeah, I might just choose to move on as well, because it's just some things are just not going to be interesting. So yeah. Anyway, if anybody missed the yesterday's stream, this is a brand new show idea thing that I've been working on for a little while, but I've basically not been able to come up with a good enough plan for it, essentially. And this is a way that that kind of feeds into the a little bit of a laziness thing that's happened to me regarding the whole YouTube thing. I've kind of gotten a little bit lazy when it comes to my own YouTube stuff. Whenever I'm editing for somebody else, or basically doing other work shit, then essentially I'm totally interested and invested. But for some reason, my own interneting has become a little bit lazy, and I will admit that. You know, I tend to basically work on one project for a long time, which is why there's a lot of editing and a lot of weird tricks going on with the Halloween test video, and not much else after that. You know, basically the pumpkin video was just a bunch of shots that I merged together and then put up on YouTube. It's not really that hard to do. So yeah, this will be a lot easier to basically to do a daily show with kind of little effort, but also giving me a kind of a little bit of a social boost. I do realize that this is coming out on Friday and everybody else isn't living in the middle of fuck or nowhere, gets to go out and have fun and stuff, but I'm stuck here. So I do understand that there's probably going to be very little viewership on these, especially to begin with and on weekends. So yeah, but no, I'm going to be trying to do this every day when I can. So yeah, this will be fun. This will be fun for me. We all get to learn something and we all get to talk about shit, just random stuff. What are your thoughts? What are your guys' thoughts on the Superman movie, the Superman Returns movie? You could talk about the new ones if you want as well, but essentially, I kind of just, I just find them very generic. You know, I don't know what it is, but it was just so unimpressive. Also, Russell Crowe, what the hell, you know? So I'm Russell Crowe. I want to be in this movie, and I want to be a badass throughout the entire thing, or I'm not doing it. That's essentially what it felt like when I watched the new Superman movie. I'm not going to go into Superman versus Batman, SVB. I'm not doing that because that's. I liked one thing that nobody else liked in that movie. Because I actually like Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor. That's all. That's all I liked about that movie. I couldn't give a shit about anything else that was happening. And Ben Affleck wasn't as bad as I thought he would be as Batman as well. He wasn't amazing, but yeah. I did see Justice League as well, and I didn't watch the end of it because it got ridiculous. I just, wow, you know. Right, so yeah, I'm going to be going towards the putting the date on the LiveTUBBSrandomWiki : date. I think that's what I'm going to be doing for right now, but I'm open to suggestions. I'm open to suggestions because this just seems to be a thing that I can do. I basically just put the date in the way it's supposed to be done, which is day, month, year. Sorry for you, that would be day, month, year. I absolutely can't stand the whole American thing of doing it month, day, year. It's like that's not a progression. What? that has actually caused me some actual real pain and some in the past with planning stuff. So I think we're going to do that. Itch on my back, just randomly. Okay, so now that's out of the way, let's go to a random wiki. I've already got the Wikipedia loaded up on my computer. I have not pushed screen share yet. I am poking you. There we go. So the main page hasn't changed. Oh no, it has changed. It should have changed. The news hasn't changed though on here. So yeah. So let's look at the featured article for today. Featured article for today, is it T7? It's kind of tilty. The T7 was a seagoing torpedo boat operated by the Royal Yugoslav Navy between 1921 and 1941, originally 96F, a 250T class torpedo boat commissioned on the 23rd. Oh god. So somebody bought a boat from another navy It was originally the 96F, a 250T class torpedo boat commissioned on 23rd of November 1916. Holy crap, that was 100 years ago. That's weird. That's weird. By the Austro-Hungarian Navy. See, whenever I see whenever I see the word Astro, I think astronaut, astrospace, aerospace kind of stuff. I kind of think like space stuff and everything, but it's Austro-Hungarian Navy. I think that means Austrian, but I just like to think, Austro-Hungarian Navy. It's the space navy of Hungary. No. She performed escort, minesweeping, anti-submarine, and shore bombardment operations during World War One, following Hungary's defeat. Oh, come on! Why did they drop the Astro? The Astro is interesting. I like Astro better. Austria-Hungarian's defeat in 1918. She was allocated to Yugoslavia and renamed the T7. She was captured by the Italians during the Axis invasion of Yugoslavia in April 1941 and used for coastal and second-line tasks after her main armament was modernized. Modernized being they put bigger guns on it. I'm assuming they put better guns on it. I don't think they actually put bigger guns on it. I think that was the time when weapons started to become miniaturized. Instead of putting bigger shit on boats, they basically started to just put better guns, which were smaller, but they were better. I remember there being like a huge thing in like military history where like guns went from like a bunch of giant cannons on the field and big guns that people, big giant rifles that people had and boomsticks and stuff, to things gradually getting smaller and better and stuff. So, yeah. Like if you got like a medieval cannon, fucking thing's huge. It's the size of this building. Whereas if you got like a Civil War era cannon, then it's smaller and is on bigger wheels for some reason. The cannon itself is smaller and the wheels are bigger. Fuck it, it's still miniaturization of technology. You know what I mean. You guys know what I mean. Following the Italian capitulation. You're gonna have to give me a break. Remember, guys, I'm gonna say this a lot throughout this entire series. Dyslexic without glasses. That's all I can say about my reading out loud stuff. This is also trying to get me to read out loud better, because basically I read really fast. In my head, I can read super fast. I'm very good at reading super fast in my head, but that's mainly because you basically skim a hell of a lot of shit just subconsciously. So you kind of just like look at a page and get all the information and then kind of just move on. Whereas if you read out loud, I have to basically translate this into words in my head, and it's bad because people could just read them out loud. But I have to do the thing where I process the fucking words. Following the Italian capitulation in September 1943, she was captured by Germany and handed over to the Navy of the independent state of Croatia. Croatia. Why is my brain blocking where Croatia is? No, there it is. I think I know where Croatia is. Continued to serve as T7. Her crew under the influence of the Yugoslav partisans and were preparing to mutiny when the Germans invaded. She ran aground during a battle with British mortar torpedo boats in June 1944 and was then destroyed. So yeah, if anybody wants me to read more about this, if anybody's interested in the T7 torpedo boat, then please butt in. Say so now. Otherwise, I'm just going to move on to whatever we were going to do for the rest of the show. Yeah, the news thing hasn't changed. This is just the main page thing. We've got a new picture. Oh, they've changed the on this day and the information and the trivia thing. Did anybody watch the last one where I read out the trivia stuff? Does anybody want me to read out? I'm going to by default read it out if basically nobody, says anything. You know what? While I'm doing this, I'm going to show you what's on my screen, so basically you guys can understand what we're doing. There you go. So there we go. Is that working? Kind of. Okay. Hey, Jeffers. How you doing, dude? So yeah, like I said yesterday, I read through. This is the main page of Wikipedia, and yesterday I read through the Did You Know section. And like I said there's not that much information. They don't give a lot of information in the Did You Know section. It's very, very, very vague. It's incredibly vague information. What happens is they tend to just give you one sentence facts, and as interesting as these are, they basically are trying to get you to click on it and figure out exactly what is happening, what the rest of the article is about and stuff. And is that unfair? That's not unfair of them. It just makes for bad kind of like random fact finding and stuff like that. So I might read these out, and basically if something catches our interest, then yeah. Again, forgive my public reading skills. They're not as good. Uh-oh. My computer just did a wee. Okie dokie, am I back? The computer didn't crash. Stop that. The computer didn't crash. It was, in fact, a completely different problem. The internet just stopped working, and that does happen here. Just that it hasn't happened for a long time tonight. So essentially, I thought I was safe. I don't know what else. I don't know how else to say it. You know, I just thought it was safe. There we go. All up to date. My preview stopped working. One sec. Okay. Yeah, my internet just randomly stopped working, so it was out for a tiny bit. So all I had to do was just wait for it to happen, and it was under 5 minutes. So essentially, that means that the stream didn't disconnect or anything, which is good. Although I don't know if there's a limit for this kind of stream, but we'll find out. So yeah. Welcome back. It's not telling me how many people are watching now, but then again, that might just be because nobody is. Although Panafox and Jeffers are in the chat, so I'm guessing that you guys are still around. Right. So I'm going to read out the Did You Know stuff, and then we're going to do it on this day, and then we're going to look at the featured picture because that's always fun. Yesterday's featured picture was a astronaut Joker. It's weird. It was just weird. Go look it up. It's just so strange. Belford, Blueford. I can't remember what his name was, but he basically was a astronaut. So yeah. No yawning. Come back on stream. Now I'm yawning again. It says now one person's watching. Doesn't matter. Okay, so did you know at Taiwan's Amis Music Festival, Performers Pictured does not publish its schedule in advance, preferring to focus attention on the overall themes of Aboriginal heritage rather than individual performers? No. See what I mean about them not being that interesting because they don't provide that much context, you know? Did you know that American diplomat George Kent speaks Ukrainian, Russian, and Thai, as well as some Polish, German, and Italian? So does he speak Ukrainian, Russian, and Thai fluently? You know, because you know I can speak some Polish, German, and Italian myself, but that doesn't make me like the. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it. But no, George Kent, is he famous? He's famous enough for a Wikipedia page. Granted, that's not usually super famous. You know, if you got your own Wikipedia page, then it's not that famous. But yeah. You can find my ex-partner on Wikipedia. If you look up Craig Hinton, then you will find him. We might even do that if somebody wants me to. That Red Dead Redemption 2 features 1,200 actors and 500,000 lines of dialogue. Actually, yeah, I did know that. But that was only because it was on a Did You Know like thing. Is anybody else subscribed to the Did You Know Gaming channel? I've got a feeling that they kind of like stole this whole idea, but yeah. Yeah, I think it was. I think I watched it just kind of like passively and found out this information myself. Why? Is there medication I can take to stop me yawning? Is that it? By the way, I found out the other day, reading a different article, not on Wikipedia, actual medical journal article thing, that yawning, they figured out what yawning is. And it has to do with your brain overtaxing itself. Basically, if your brain is overheated or overtaxing itself, it'll trigger the yawning reflex. Oh my god. Which then produces a wave of air that rushes all the way around your entire anywhere in your mouth, anywhere in your face or head, basically, that contains oxygen will basically be flooded with cool air. And it's because your brain's overheating. Only a little bit, not fatally, but it's what actually is it's the reason why you yawn, because your brain is actually overtaxed. It also causes you to make a bunch of eye moisture, which can sting if basically you have just a lot of eyelashes for no reason. I'm not even tired. But yeah, they found out why yawning happens now. And you can yawn socially. It's also a social sign as well. If you're tired, oh my god. All right, you can empathic people apparently yawn a hell of a lot more, especially when they're exposed or are talking about yawning. So I'm just not going to talk about it anymore. I'm just going to the next thing. So yeah, the Red Dead Redemption thing, lots and lots of actors, lots and lots of hours worth of dialogue and shit like that. So Red Dead Redemption 2, I've heard it's quite good, but the thing is that basically, I enjoy GTA. I do. I'm not so happy. I don't know how I'd feel about basically. I don't know if I'd enjoy it as much going back in time in GTA. You know. Yeah, I can't help myself. I really like my helicopters. I really like flying around in helicopters in GTA. You know, it's my go-to getaway vehicle. I know exactly how to get the best helicopters and where they are and how to get around security systems to get into those places, to get the helicopters and stuff like that. Not so much planes and jets and stuff, although they're fun. They are fun, but when I'm in a helicopter, I feel like I've got so much more freedom to do stuff, you know, and you can also just hover in place. There's one arsehole that basically seems to randomly find me whenever I'm playing GTA Online, but whatever. The only way to stop yawning is death. Awesome to know. Awesome. I'm going to stop talking about yawning, because if I keep saying the word yawning, then I'm going to automatically yawn. Panic! Bad panic. Yeah. So yeah. Did you know that in 2005, multidisciplinary artist Sergei Rezvani Sergei Rez married actress Mary Jose Nat. See what I mean about them not actually having that much information? They just like say a sentence, and it's like, okay. Did you know that the Boeing company plans to use car elevators to lower cars into its purpose underground hyperloop system? The Boring company. I read it as Boeing for some reason, but yeah. that Boeing company plans to use car elevators to lower cars into its proposed underground hyperloop system. Yes, this is the thing. This is the Elon Musk company doing that hyperloop thing. It's just a big lift. I don't know why that's not information that's that interesting. I don't really know about the hyperloop system that much anymore, because the Boeing company has done so much other stuff that's better than the hyperloop system. The hyperloop itself has become kind of just a thing that got the Boeing company started, and it's kind of annoying because the whole idea of being able to travel at like mega supersonic speeds is a good one. It's interesting. But ultimately it's really expensive, and I don't think that that countries are going to buy this technology. I think this is going to be a thing where it's just going to be kind of like one of those cool things, because for the longest time they have always wanted to connect America back up to one of the sides of the seas that's one of the seas that's but the problem is that it's super expensive, and it's kind of not worth it, when it's already not that expensive to travel between these destinations. It just takes a little longer. But yeah, I recently found out that I really wanted to go on a cruise ship, and then I found out how much pollution that cruise ships actually produce, and it's crazy. It is crazy. And it's like it's changed my whole idea of what I want to do. I only want to go on a cruise ship now if it's going to be an environmentally friendly cruise, and that sounds like it could be stupid. I might as well just go to a fucking hotel. But yeah, such a shame. Just such a shame. It just kind of ruined that for me. Hey Itchy, how you doing, dude? Welcome to the new show. I'm not reading the comment above it because it's just going to make me think of that word, and I already am thinking of it, so yeah. Did you know that tropical ecologist Winifred Winifred Hall helped develop and expand the area de conservation Guanacaste in Costa Rica, which is now a UNESCO World Heritage Site. No, I didn't know that. See, that's what I mean. They need more information on these things. They need more information on this stuff. It looks so good, Tubbs. What does? I'm confused. Did you know that in 1972, the School Action Union organized 2 strikes by school children in London? Oh my god, I didn't know that. It's almost like I didn't need to know that at all. See, more context, please, Wikipedia. Did you know that the main shrine in the Harshat Mata temple depicts a royal figure and his consorts engaged in amorous activities? Amorous. I'm reading that right. That's how you say that word, but it's just that depicts so that the it's the Harshat Mata temple. This is in India. Depicts real figures and consorts engaged in. Yeah, what can they just say? Engaged in sex. Engaged in sex. They basically are doing all. I've seen this statue. I've seen this particular statue. Well, it's not really a statue. I've seen this carving. There is a statue also. But yeah, that's the thing about Asia. They don't give a shit about penises and stuff, They don't care about like hiding like phallic imagery from anyone. They don't care about that stuff. You can't be naked in most of the parts of Asia, but at the same time, they don't care about the whole dicks thing. They don't care about just penises being everywhere. You can buy penis statues. You know, there's even a penis. Isn't that where Penis Land is? It's somewhere in North India. I don't know. But yeah, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal at all. I don't have long. I'm about to go to the house that we're house sitting, dog sitting at, but I'll totally watch this tomorrow when it's slow at work. You don't have to do it. It's just a random fact thing that I'm trying out. But yeah. Also, house sitting and dog sitting. I'm really bored, dude. I wish I could go out and do stuff, but you know, I'm stuck here. This is lame. I'm stuck here on a Friday night doing this. Can't even go to the pub because it's not open. Anyway, we're going to go move on to the on this day section. This was kind of interesting yesterday. So yeah, Penis Land. Yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing. I think it's in Malaysia. I don't think it's in India. I think it's in Malaysia. But yeah, there is a Penis Land. There's definitely a penis park. There's definitely a penis park where you could just find penises, just sculptures of penises all over the park, stuff like that. And there's a good reason. There's an actual good reason for this. It's because in certain Asian cultures, the penis is a thing of it's a thing of masculinity, it's a thing of prosperity, and it's a thing of fertility. So in all these things, basically, it's just like it's a thing, and that makes sense. That does actually make sense. You know, it's only because of the prunish westernized values that we kind of see penises as being kind of like, oh my god, we've got to hide all of this stuff, because penises aren't that great. They're just not. You know, they're not that great. Oh, they're a thing that basically lets us get rid of sewage from our bodies, and the other function happens to be kind of, yeah, it's weird. It's weird, but yeah. So yeah, there's a Penis Land. On this day, 1733, African slaves in the Danish West Indies revolt against their owners in one of the earliest and longest slave revolts in the Americas. Oof. Okay. In 1876, William Boss Tweed, a New York City politician who had been arrested for embezzlement, was handed over to the U.S. authorities after having escaped from prison and fled to Spain. I heard about this. I've actually read up on this guy, the Tweed guy. This used to be he was a bear. Basically, that's mainly the reason why I found out about this. I got a thing where I look for reference art and stuff whenever I'm doing artwork and drawing and stuff like that. Especially for one, there's one guy in particular who basically is he's got a thing for classic, basically vintage pictures of round people, and basically he likes to get me to draw stuff for him and stuff like that, which is actually kind of fun. I did a couple of pictures for him. I did a Von Zeppelin guy and stuff like that. And yeah, one of the things is that basically there's a cartoon. There used to be a cartoon where it actually depicted Boss Tweed, William Boss Tweed, and yeah, he wasn't completely unattractive looking, and the cartoons are funny. So if you can find a picture of him, there might be a picture on here. Do you want me to poke it and find out? So even there, you can see that he's kind of bearish. But I mean, that I saw a younger picture of him. God damn it! I don't think that's it. But yeah, not an unattractive dude in his time. But yeah, he was kind of a badass. He basically he led kind of a badass life. Escaped from jail many times despite being old and chunky. And they fled to Spain. He kept fleeing after basically he was basically a mob boss, but not really a mob boss. It was hard to tell you exactly like how it all worked back then, when mob bosses were kind of not a thing for a little while. Instead, you just had kind of like semi-corrupt politicians and stuff, and he was one of these people. So yeah, it's a thing. But yeah, he's I've read up on him. He's kind of an interesting guy. In 1992, IBM introduced the Simon pictured. Oh, that's that picture. That's that telephone. A handheld touchscreen mobile phone and personal digital assistant. That is considered the first smartphone. See, that sounds interesting. That looks weird though. Oh, it's one of those touchscreens. Okay. I think Damon has one of these. I think they're somewhere in the house. Basically, Damon has Damon's best friend works for IBM, so basically has got a bunch of their older products and stuff, and he gave it to Damon at some stage. In 2009, a crowd of people on their way to register Esmail Mangudatu's candidacy for governor of why? Magu in Danayo. That place in the Philippines were kidnapped and killed by supporters of his rival, resulting in 58 deaths. Ouchie. In 2009, that's only 10 years ago. That's not that. That's like, yeah. Bailed. Okay, let's look at today's featured picture. I think it's a crow. But then again, the crested Miana, also known as the Chinese starling, is a species of starling. It doesn't look like a starling. It does look like a crow. In the genus native to southeastern China and Indochina. I actually know that one, Indochina. It is named after the tuft of feathers on its forehead that resembles a crest. The crested Mayan is typically found in open spaces near urban and agricultural areas. It is a popular cage bird. Why is it cage bird and not caged bird? And as a result, has been accidentally released in a few places outside its usual range. For example, the species was introduced around 1890 into the Vancouver region of British Columbia, Canada. I know where British Columbia is. Like many starlings, the crested mina is omnivorous. It will eat a variety of food, including worms, grub, grains, fruit, and even garbage. Garbage. It is a highly beneficial bird to farmers as it predates on insects and what can I just say? Eat. What can I just say? Eat. I read scientific articles for a job. That's my life work. You know, I do this. I proofread this stuff. Why can't they just say eat? Because they say eat in papers. What the fuck? It eats insects and does not attack crops. Awesome. Seriously. This picture shows a crested Mina photograph in Osaka, Japan. Yeah, that's a boyd. A boyd. That's my cousin would say. A boyd. Yeah, birds are weird. Anybody else notice this? Birds are just strange. You know. Some of them are even cute. One flew into my head the other day. I was just coming in from here, from my office, and I got underneath the arch. There's an archway just before you get to the back door of my house, and yeah, tiny bird, about that size, basically. Just it's like this big, you know, just this big. Basically, just like as I was walking, just kind of went, just, and then went down, but then continued flying. Like it didn't hurt itself, it didn't hurt me. It felt like a not wet snowball, if that makes sense. You know, it felt like a snowball hit me in the head, just here, just out of nowhere. Just I didn't really do anything. I just kind of just was there. You know, I just stopped. I just paused myself walking. Thought to myself, well, and then kind of just kept walking after I saw it flown away and stuff. It flew over there somewhere. I don't know. But yeah, I immediately texted Damon and I think Itchy. If Itchy's still around, I think he might have gone already. But yeah. But yeah, starlings. I think it was a starling. I don't know. I didn't really get a good look at it. It basically just kind of like came and went, as it were. You know, I had a feeling it might have been the robin because we've got a robin that just kind of like lives in our garden, like we're in its territory or something. And it's about the right time for them to be around. So I think it might have been the robin, but I'm not sure. Literally, I didn't feel anything of substance hit my face. It literally just kind of it meant to go past my head and didn't get there. It just went straight here, and it didn't hurt or anything. It just felt like like I said, it felt like I've been hit by a snowball. Only it wasn't wet. It wasn't anything else. It just like a fluffy snowball. It didn't even feel cold or hot or anything. It just was okay. There was no force behind it. It was so strange, but yeah. Anyway, yeah, I think birds are weird, mainly because they're dinosaurs. You know, I really don't know what to think about birds. Just that sometimes they're cute, sometimes they're amazing and cool. They always look evil, you know, but yeah, they're loud as fuck. that's something I don't like about birds. They're loud as fuck. I kind of hate that. Is a duck a bird? Duck is in the bird family, isn't it? I'm pretty sure it is. Ducks and swans and stuff. Like I kind of like those. And geese and stuff. But it's just that I think that they're a bit strange too. But I don't know. It's just nice that we have this much different varieties of life on this planet and stuff. But at the same time, some animals are just weird, and I'd just rather not like be around them. Birds are kind of in that category. I don't mind them most of the time because they're usually far away from me. but when they're close up, they are loud as fuck. But yeah, dogs are cute with their wah, 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 wah. But yeah. Am I already the old guy that basically just wants to go to the park and watch the ducks? Because I enjoy that. I actually enjoy that. Just being at the park and watching the ducks. Is that so is that so wrong? Is that so wrong? I might be getting a suit. I know this is just general news of me, but I might be getting a suit soon. I'm actually excited about that. Not for any occasion, I just am. Okay, time for random article moment. Is it going to be good, or is it going to be bad, or is it going to be weird? I don't know. I'm going to take a chance and basically hope that YouTube doesn't cancel me if basically it shows a random penis or something. I don't know. Do you think that YouTube that Wikipedia has like a safe search feature or something? I'm not logged in, so I don't know how I'd be able to change that. Whatever. I'm risking it. Oh my god. It wants me. It wants me to. It wants my brain to hurt so bad, doesn't it? What even is that? Look at it. Look at that word. Mobarakabad. 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 Rural district. I can read that bit. I know to say that. Mobarakabad. Rural district. Is a rural district. Diastan in the central district of Kui, and Kazin County, Fars Province, Iran. Okay. At the 2006 census, its population was 7,970 people. In its population was that in that many families. I don't understand that. Oh no, that makes sense. I was like 700 people in 1,706 families, but then I was like, no, 7,000, you dink. Well, 8,000 technically, but yeah. In that many families. The rural district has 33 villages. You see, I live in a village, and in this village, we estimated. But I had to run a quick census and stuff because I was trying to for a job. I basically tried to sell magazine subscriptions. So, well, I handed out a book of products, and basically they gave me the catalog back, and then basically I would order the products for them and then give them to them. I was basically just a quick delivery service for the village for this one particular magazine. It was a way to try to make money and stuff, and it does work if you live in a city, but I live in the middle of the countryside, so it kind of didn't work. I did a quick census, and there's about 2,000 people in my village. About. I'm pretty sure that was the number. It was somewhere between 2,000 and 4,000. And seriously, there's nothing around here. there's a school, you know, there used to be a pub, and there's a teeny shop that services about 2,000 to 4,000 people. So if you've got a whole district, you'd imagine that number to be huge, but then again, it's different. I don't know. By the way, I just want to point out how do you see the Iranian flag in this article? You can actually click on it. Oh, it's not the full flag. I really like the Iranian flag. It's not letting me poke it. Come on. Yeah, I really like the Iranian flag because it actually contains a hell of a lot of information in just one bit of, yeah, just one bit. I really like the Iranian flag. If there was a show called Fun with Flags, like from Big Bang Theory, I'd totally watch it. I would. I love you know, iconography and stuff like that. It's fascinating to me. Flags in particular, I really enjoy. Because you're trying to sum up an entire nation in a flag, so it's like, you know, in one symbol, and it's often not easy task, but there have been many different ways that this has happened, and I kind of see it as being a little bit lazy when you just have 3 colors, you know, in a stripe, or sorry Ireland, I do apologize, my home country, I'm sorry, your flag is boring. You've got a harp. Sometimes. It's not even all the time. But I feel like it's kind of lazy and stuff like that. But there's sometimes a harp in the middle of the flag of Ireland, and it's basically just 2 colors, and well, 3 colors technically, but you know, it's green, white, and gold. It's supposed to be gold, but everybody just says orange. So yeah. But no, the Iranian flag, this is not a true depiction of the Iranian flag. It is way more complex than this. This is an oversimplified version. And even then, the even more simplified version, where they don't have the crest in the middle and basically the lines on either side, it's beautiful. Not only do you have the colors, but also where there's the pattern, which is actually, it's actually supposed to be writing. I can't poke it. Can you see my cursor? There we go. Yeah, if you can see my cursor, this is supposed to be writing. It's being radically oversimplified, but this is supposed to be writing. I can't remember what it says, but it's something to do with Islam. But it's in Arabic, and it's usually written in gold, and or at least has a gold banner around it, and it's just very aesthetically pleasing. Also, the emblem has been oversimplified. This is supposed to be a few weapons. So yeah, but the Iranian flag is actually a piece of art, and I always think it always gets it always gets kind of just like squished, you know. It's like, well, it's too complicated, we have to simplify it because not everybody's going to be able to just quickly paint this on the uniform or whatever. So yeah, but yeah, there's the emblem. See, we're learning things. It's interesting to me. But yeah. Well, I didn't know that the color is gold in the Irish flag. Yes, the Irish flag. Let me just. Ireland. Oh, it's actually got just a picture. I was hoping it would have a flag and everything. Where are you? Come on. Fucking bullshit. You've got to be kidding me. Am I going to have to go on Google for this? Okie dokie. There we go. There she is. But yeah, it's just green, white, and it's supposed to be gold, but they always pick orange, which is fine. You know, I have nothing against orange. It's just that it's very hard to print out gold, you know, as a color whenever you're doing something. So yeah, occasionally it has a clover. Occasionally it has it's supposed to have a harp. None of these are right. But yeah, Flag of Ireland Wikipedia. We were just there. Go to Wikipedia. Oh my god. The national flag of Ireland. British ne Ireland. Frequently referred to as the Irish tricolour. It's the national flag and ensign of the Republic of Ireland. The flag itself is a vertic. Yeah, it's just going to tell us. There's another one. The harp is often depicted inside of the white portion of the Irish flag. For some reason, it's not in any of those pictures that we found. But yeah, the green harp flag first used in 1642. But yeah, I've seen absolutely beautiful artwork of the Irish flag. It's because it's part of our crest. But yeah, part of my old family crest. Anyway, if you ever go to Ireland, by the way, everywhere is not America. America has a weird thing about flags. I don't get why it has a weird thing about flags. I was told why, but I can't remember. It's something to do with patriotism. It's basically like to show off that they're very patriotic during one of the world wars. Basically, like the American flag was just sold everywhere all the time. Ever since then, it basically became a whole thing where every single place somewhere has to have an American flag because reasons. But if you ever did go to Ireland and ever did see, if you ever did see the Irish flag just flying, apart from a couple of places that I can think of, this flag is only depicted to do something to do with the rugby team. You know, that's basically the only times I've ever seen this flag be depicted in Ireland when I've been back to Ireland. Most of the other times it's the red, and then it's the red, it's the green, and then it's the harp in the white, and then it's the orange color. So yeah. Load up a cut. That's okay, dude. I get it. Well, beautiful harp. No, I've seen, like I said, I've seen many different and more beautiful art pieces of the Irish harp. But yeah. So this is something I'm going to do just to See if it's still here. There he is. That's my ex. That's my late, I should say, not my ex. I mean, technically he's my ex, but yeah. But yeah, we can read that, but well, I can read it. Craig Paul Alexander Hinton, 7th of May 1964 to 3rd of December 2006, was a British writer best known for his work on various spin-offs from the British television series Doctor Who. He also wrote articles for various science fiction magazines and was the coordinator of Doctor Who Appreciation Society. He most recently lived in London, where he taught mathematics. Hinton was found dead in his home on the 3rd of December 2006. The cause of death was a heart attack. He had a full system failure. It wasn't a heart attack. It basically was a cardiac arrest after a full system failure. But yeah. So yeah, he'd done many things. They used to have another picture here as well. But yeah, I've got a better picture of him, but I'm not going to dig through my computer to find that. Sorry, guys. That's ages ago. that is a really old picture. But yeah. Tubbs, he was very handsome. Thanks so much for sharing this of him. Great big thanks so many snuggles. Yeah. I hope so too. He's yeah. I miss him. But what are you gonna do? It was just complete. It was just a complete thing. Outside of science fiction world, Hinton was a noted IT journalist in the UK, editing magazines in the mid 1990s for yeah. He was a math teacher. Did I get that right? The bastard died. The bastard died whilst I was moving in. I literally just had a few clothes that basically I hadn't moved into the place yet. And I can't go back there because I couldn't go back there to go get my stuff because it was just too painful. So I lost all of my fucking stuff at the time, including like the last thing that my grandmother bought me, all of my PlayStation stuff, you know, all of the stuff. Basically, all of my stuff. I moved over there, so yeah. Anyway, next article. Oh, fuck's sake. I know how to say this word though, but at the time, it basically when I clicked the random article thing, I was like, "Oh, just be something small and be a small word. Things with small words that'd be nice, But no, immunoglobulin immunoglobulin therapy. Remember, also, I'm not dealing with just my dyslexia. I'm dealing with the speech therapy bullshit thing. I've got a speech disorder, so this is torture. That's why I just want regular words. But yeah, immunoglobulin therapy, also known as normal human no, NHIG, is the use of a mixture of antibodies, hemoglobulins, to treat a number of health conditions. These conditions include primary immunodeficiency. I can say that. Immune thrombocytopenic purpura, chronic inflammatory guys, I can read. I can totally read. I don't know how that just happened. Oh my god. Inflammatory demyelinating. That doesn't sound right. Okay. Polyneurotherapy and Kawasaki disease. I know how to say that one. Certain cases of HIV, AIDS, and measles, Guillain-Barré syndrome, and in certain other infections where a more specific immunoglobulin is not available. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry, guys. I can read. And I deal with big words all fucking day. Honestly. Reading out loud. This is one of the reasons why I'm doing this show, is basically to help me read out loud properly, because this is an actual thing I've got a problem with. Depending on the formulation, it can be given by injection into muscle or vein under the skin. And I don't like reading that stuff. The effects last a few weeks. Common side effects include pain at the site of injection, muscle pain, and allergic reactions. Other severe side effects. By the way, anybody can veto articles. I can just, like, if you want me to not talk about something, like that's too difficult for you guys, that basically too difficult for you guys to go through by just me reading something out, then please tell me so I can hit the button. Just anybody tell me right now, if they want me to not read this. Other severe side effects include kidney problems, anaphylaxis, blood clots, and red blood cell breakdown. Use is not recommended in people with some types of IgA deficiency. Use appears to be relatively safe during pregnancy. Human immunoglobulin is made from human blood plasma. It contains antibodies against many viruses. Yeah, it's basically this isn't a thing. This is just a what? I don't think this isn't this difficult. This isn't that difficult. They literally just take blood and centrifuge it, and so they separate the plasma, and then like reintroduce some more stuff to it. Antibodies to it. That's it. That stuff isn't actually that difficult. That's not hard. This isn't a hard thing. I mean, this is just an article. What am I saying? Human immunoglobulin therapy first occurred in the 1930s, and a formulation for injection into a vein was approved for medical use in the United States in 1981. What the fuck, America? It took you 5 years to figure this out? 50 years to figure this out? It took you 50 years. I don't know why I lost the zero on the end of that number in my head. What? It is one of the World Health Organization's list of essential medicines, the most effective and safe medicines needed in a health system. Each formulation of just stuff. Just that's just more words that don't really need to be said. It's just it's telling you about the cost of it. Like I said, it seems to literally be somebody taking some blood, putting it in a centrifuge, and then so it separates the plasma, and then like adding some more cultures into it, and then basically injecting it into somebody. This isn't that hard. Why did it take America 50 years to figure this out? I'm just curious. I'm not really bugging you guys. I'm just like, what? I'm gonna hit random article. This isn't that interesting. Pink. Why is Wikipedia being slow tonight? There we go. It's not gonna give me a break tonight, is it? It's not. Tonight's just not gonna be one of those nights where it's gonna just give me a break. People. Baroic. 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 Lublin. Seriously, this is not my dyslexia. Everybody else can read this, right? I'm not. This is not. You can see this, right? This isn't just my brain mixing up the letters. It's actually like this, isn't it? Yeah. It's fucking Polish. That's why. Oh my god. Voivodeship. Boric Lublin Voivodeship. Voivodeship. Yep. Is a village in the administrative district of, oh my god, Gmina. I thought there was something on my screen then, but it was actually something on my screen. Lakora, within that county. You think I'm going to say it. You think I'm going to say Bilgoraj County, Lublin, in eastern Poland. It lies approximately 10 kilometers east of. You know what? There's a map there. There's a map there. I'm going to do this. I'm going to beep, and I'm going to go boop. No, why did it do that? I don't know why it did that. And then I'm gonna do where's the big one? That's the big one. We'll do that so you guys can see the map. It's there. Oh fuck! It went away. It's there. Okay. It's right there. It's here. Okay. I don't know if you can see my cursor, but it's right there. It goes away when you do that. That's such bullshit. See? But I love how when you click on the image, it says this is located in Poland. It's like that's great, but where is it located in Poland? That's just a rough map of Poland. Seriously. The village has a population of 56. Oh my god. Okay. Well, at least we're learning where things are. That's all that this article is. So I'm going to hit a random article. I'm going to bring myself back to normal size. There we go. Jack River. There we go. See, I can say that stuff. Wellington, Victoria. That's in Australia. Look, normal words. I'm not. By the way, I'm not saying that anything. It's just normal to me to say normal the word, not the normal words. You know what I mean? We can talk about literally anything else. You know, I'm totally okay with that. I'm just basically that's just this show is just us learning random stuff sometimes. So yeah, I might do a couple more. I don't know yet, but I think this might be one of the last ones for tonight. Depending on how it goes. I'm just going to move my chair because I keep falling out of frame. The Jack River is a perennial river of the West Gippsland catchment, located in Australia's state of Victoria. See, I knew it was Australia. I'm not going to go into the courses and features unless you guys want me to read it out loud and stuff. But is it going to do the thing when I poke it? Is it going to disappear? I'm going to poke it. Yeah, it did it. It's there. It's right here. I don't know why it does this. But yeah. And now I can't get out. Let me out. There we go. The courses and features are it's actually very small. The river descends. Yeah. How long is it? How long is the river? 9.9 miles. Jack River. So yeah. Leaving to eat? Actually, yes. Not a lot. I'm just gonna basically have my lunch essentially. Basically, I'm gonna eat a cake. Not a lot. Just a cake, you know, whatever. It's whatever. Random notification was just something that I find amusing. Yeah, but I basically had I had noodles for my breakfast dinner. If that makes sense. I had noodle soup because I didn't know if I was feeling sick or not, because Damon's been kind of on and off being well and not. He's just tired. So yeah, I had that, and then basically I got this noodle taste in my mouth all the time, and no matter how much Pepsi Max I drink, it basically doesn't seem to get rid of it, and I don't want to go peeing all the time. So yeah. There we go. So I couldn't see what I got notifications on several things at once. So yeah. Jeffers, you were excited about my new suit. My new suit. I'm actually super excited about this. I'm doing it by a place that basically gets your measurements online. So essentially what you do is they give you information on how to measure yourself. You then send that information to them, and then they make your suit. It's going to cost me a little bit, but basically it's like I can afford it now, so I'm excited. So that's my Christmas present to me. So yay. So yeah, it's going to be super nice. I haven't really picked out exactly what fabric to use and all that stuff, but yeah, I'm just going to be so relieved that I actually have a suit again. I actually have a suit again. What? What have you done? Computer? What was that noise? Did you just disconnect the external hard drive? Because if you did, I'm going to be annoyed. I'm uploading something. No, it's there. So what disconnected? Oh, oh, good. Oh, good. I guess I am staying here for a while then. The primary entertainment device has decided to auto update itself. It was that noise was the computer telling me that it's now offline. Why uploading? I'm actually not uploading anything special. I'm literally just re-uploading things back to the external hard drive because I wanted to back up both the computer and the external hard drive. So basically, if it disconnects, then either the computer's not going to be uploaded, updated. You know, the backup for the computer isn't going to be updated, or the backup for the external hard drive isn't going to be updated. I can't remember which order I've done it, so I don't know which one it is. But yeah, but because of the funky weirdness of the cable, I just wanted to make sure it was done, and I don't have to worry about it. So yeah, I just set it to doing that. I would upload something over the internet while I'm streaming, but then that would affect the stream potentially. So I'm not uploading anything online. So yeah. But yeah. Anyway, I'm stuck here now until that finishes doing its thing. So Bink. GE Loman? Who the fuck is that? Well, we're about to find out. Oh my god. Gyrodon? 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 How do you say that? I was hoping that'd be that's on this computer. There's a thing that you can do to basically get the computer to say words for you and stuff like that, and I haven't set it up on this computer. It's only on this one. But yeah. Tubbs, how long will it take to finish? Tubbs. I don't know. I have no idea, but the what are we talking about? Because I think that this is that the backup for these machines and stuff. I think that's just going to take a couple of hours, so it could be done already. But the update is it's an Apple device. It's an iTouch essentially. So it's good just until this bar finishes its little journey onto the other side of the screen. You know, so whatever. Usually only takes like a half an hour or so, depending on if it's a full system thing or not. Oh god, I'm gonna have to sign in to everything all the time. Yes, now it's connected to my computer. I hate this. I hate signing into everything all the time. Anyway, this guy. G. Elmer Lohman, more formally, familiarly, see words, see, more commonly, G.E. Lohman, November 1897 to January 18, 1965. So he's long dead. That's weird. Was an American Christian clergyman, losing some points for me, and a pioneering international radio evangelist, and he's lost everything. Beginning in 1930, following a successful business career, what doing that? Seriously. He was called by contemporary newspapers a noted preacher whose forceful sermons addressed timely and interesting topics. His non-denominational radio ministry had a worldwide audience from 1930s until 1965. I know you're on. Shut up. Apparently it's finished, but I doubt it. Anyway. Okay. Who wrote this? You know, it doesn't sound like he was super famous or super. It's not famous. Super important is what I meant to say. You know, to the planet Earth, this guy just was just a preacher. What did he do? I mean, like a lot of us, nothing. Baltimore Gospel. Blah, blah. See, that's the thing. The random wiki thing. This is why I didn't want to basically start the. You know, I don't want to put the titles of the articles that we're going to be reading on the thing, just there on the on the title or anything, because we're going to get through a lot, because a lot of them are kind of just nothing stuff. You know, they're not as interesting as you'd hope they'd be. Most of them have just been about places and random people. So yeah. The Red Petticoat, 1912 musical comedy in 3 acts with book and lyrics by Ria. I've heard of this. It's meh. It's meh. Rita Johnson Young, Jerome Kern, Joseph. Those are J names, you know. Johnson, Jerome, Joseph. Bink. Load, thank you. Anti-Cov. Oh, you fucking assholes! Why? Why have such weird last names? Why? Kovumak, Maki, Kovumaki, Kuvumaki, and Kuvumaki. Right. First, I haven't read anything on purpose. But I'm just looking at his picture. It's like he's either a footballer or he's in prison. Or he's a footballer in prison. I mean, it's not. Yeah. A Finnish poet and musician. See, no idea, because basically his picture is just like this guy is a mugshot. But yeah, got a friend recently, by the way, who just was randomly. He had a random body incident where basically his body decided to have an allergic reaction to nothing, and is now in hospital. But he's fine. It's just kind of like they don't know what happened to him. He just kind of, yeah. I mean, I've had random syncope before, but I've never had random allergic reactions that I don't know why I'm allergic to. It's always been caused by something. So I don't get it. It's very scary when stuff happens to you. Are they Celine Jarvie? Celine Jarvie was born in Espoo. Espoo, Finland, but spent most of the youth in Sillanjärvi. It was here he co-founded the Finnish band Avico in 1995, appearing in the band's first full album, Derek. In 1997, he left Avico in 1989 and was replaced by the band's current keyboardist Paul Stufenbiel. Koivumäki poems were first published when he was 60 years old in 2000. He won the Hill Town of Karina's Culture Poetry Prize, and he published his first work in the afternoon. Is that Rotting Parks come to mind? Is that what it means? Is that what that says? I don't know. He died. Well, he's 25. What the hell? I feel bad now. For some reason, my brain just skipped the death part. For some reason, it wasn't there. Koivumäki drowned in July 2002 in Helsinki. At the time of his death, he was only 25 years old. His second collection of poems, Comfortable Neighborhoods, was published posthumously or posthumously, I think that means, because brain not working. But yeah, in 2003, he just drowned. I mean, that's so vague. Like, what happened to this guy? I feel bad about him. Why do I feel bad about somebody I don't know? I just found out existed, and then didn't exist. This is a bummer. Not Obama. It's a bummer. A lame thing that happened. Oh well. Have a good sleep, dude. Right. So it is. I'm just going to do one more, and then I think I'm going to go. I think. Riverside Ground. Oh, I think I know what this is. If this is the UK one, but no, it's not. It's baseball, isn't it? I don't know. The Riverside Ground, known for sponsorship reasons as the Emirates Riverside. Oh, it could be UK. Is a cricket venue. Yep, there it is. Chester Lee Street, County Durham. Yep, it's in England. It is the home of Durham County Cricket Club and has also hosted several international matches. Right. Yeah, I get it. Get a picture. Oh, you see a picture. Cricket. So, I get sports. I get it. I get why people watch sports. I get why people like sports. But the whole idea of being this invested in sports has always eluded me. I never understood the whole sports thing. And the British thing about cricket, I don't get. I've never got. The whole country goes crazy over cricket when it happens. But I don't get it, But then again, I'm not really British, so I just grew up here. Yeah. I know in Ireland it's a bit different. They do kind of, they don't care, It kind of depends on what pub you're going to. A lot of the time they will care more about music than they do actual sporting events. So a hell of a lot of pubs in main, in cities in Ireland are dedicated to music more than anything else. So yeah. When there's like a big match on, when there's a big rugby game, or what's it called with the sticks? What's the game called with the sticks? I don't remember what it's called. Yeah. It's kind of up to it just kind of depends on the kind of mob mentality, but most of all, the music is going to be respected way more than it is than the sports are. So yeah. I mean, the only reason why Ireland has like big teams and stuff to do with like international like games and stuff is basically because they want to compete, so they have to actually put money into all this stuff. So the international, it's more the international public's fault for liking teams so much and why footballers are so overpaid and all this stuff. I think it's a bit different in America. I mean, they basically you have college, you have the college teams and stuff for sports, and as far as I understand it, they don't earn anything. They basically get scholarships and stuff, and that's kind of how they get around the whole paying, people paying college like team stuff, sports stuff, right? I mean, that's how that works. But as far as I understand it, your American, the American football and basketball and all that stuff is essentially it's almost merit based instead of like just ability based, isn't it? Basically, they get paid a lot, but there's actual reasons for it, Whereas in the UK with football, just football, not American football, just like kicking, soccer, they get paid way too much, and it's basically on perceived ability, and then they get overpaid for the perceived ability. And I think that's bullshit. Way too much money goes to football players. It's lame. It's lame. It's not cool, dude. It's not cool. Not cool, guys. Don't do that. Okay. But yeah, they're just, I never understood the whole super thing about, why people like football so much. And what annoys me so much, and I've seen this happen to so many of my friends, mostly at work and stuff, whenever I've been working with like people like face to face and stuff, um, has been the whole thing where they will get annoyed at each other because their team, the team that they support is beating the other team that somebody else supports or whatever. They're getting beaten by whatever. So yeah, it's just one of those things of like, I've happened to say to one of my friends one time that basically there was a big football match thing. There was a big football tournament thing happening. So what I did was I basically said, well, whatever. If I had to choose, because I was being made to choose, then I'd say I was like, I'm Chelsea, Chelsea Football Club. And they were like, why would you choose Chelsea? And I was like, because you guys don't, neither of you, there's two friends, neither of you support Chelsea, so I might as well just say I'm supporting Chelsea, because I don't care. I don't give a shit at all. And this kind of backfired horribly. And I kind of used a comedy sketch to get out of this, because they were being insufferable. Essentially, my team, my fake team that I didn't even really support, lost. And then they lost again to both of these guys. So I would have to be working with them, and then they basically just they come up to me and be like, sorry that we had to do that to you last night. And I was like, what? When we completely destroyed you in the football. And I was like, oh, it's no big deal, don't worry about it. And it's like, yeah, I mean, I guess you would say that. I mean, you got to be humble, I guess, when you've been beaten so bad. And it's like, you do know I wasn't there, right? You do know that basically the football team that you support didn't come over to my house and kick me to death. You know that, right? You know that never happened. And, and it was like, it's okay. You don't have to be like that. I mean, you just lost a football game. It's like, no, but I didn't actually lose a football game. I didn't even see it. But they were just being completely insufferable, both of them. So basically, I was like, right, guys, do you guys like Star Wars? And they were like, that's all right. It's like, right, well, I've just, I really like Star Wars, and you know what? I think us rebels really kicked your ass, your imperial asses. And I'm like, what? It's like, well, I think that basically, like, I remember that time I basically destroyed your entire weapons facility using just one puny little farm boy on a spaceship. Remember when I did that? And they were like, what the hell are you talking about? I was like, I'm sorry, it's just that I really, really like this movie, or this franchise of movies. So now I've decided that I was in it. And I'm like, well, you don't have to, why are you talking like this and stuff like that? And it's like, because that's what you're doing to me, okay? This is exactly what you're doing to me. You, I don't give a shit. I really don't. But yeah, if you basically like, if you're involved in like a team um working environment and stuff like that, you will be in the UK. I don't know if I don't think this happens anywhere else in the world, but this will happen to you. you will be forced to make allegiances with something, and basically, I fucking hate it. I'm just not a part of it. So, I happen to do that to them. So yeah. I really want my cake now, so I'm going to go eat my cake. Anything else that anybody wants me to like search for, anything? I think I'm gonna do that for these things. You know, like from now on, I'm gonna be doing the searching at the end of these things for anything that anybody else wants to look up on Wikipedia or whatever. For example, I looked for this one. I've kind of already looked for Craig Hinton just because I was curious, because every now and again I go on there and his Wikipedia will be changed a little bit. They mostly just take things off, which is fine, you know, because basically it's like they just not everybody needs to know about one book that he wrote. Every now and again, like a piece of paper falls lower into my trash can. Just makes me look at it. What the fuck was that? You know? Anybody there? My beard's been weirdly lopsided. Still haven't had my shower. I'm actually doing that in a couple hours' time. I might do that after my lunch break. I don't know. It depends when. Oh no, actually, I'm not. I've got to wait for Damon to get up. Ugh. I was gonna say it depends when Damon goes to bed, but he's probably already gone to bed. Okay then. Well, I'm going to head off. But no. Thank you so much for joining me and stuff. Oh, what happens if I do this? Oh, okay. Oh, I can actually change the heading. I don't know. Yeah, thank you so much for joining me and stuff. I'm gonna head off, and I will see you guys tomorrow, because I'm gonna be doing another one of these tomorrow probably. But yeah, let me know if I should change the opening, you know, change the name of this naming convention of this thing, because I do like the idea of putting the date into it, but at the same time, I don't know, it seems a bit, it just seems a bit generic. Why is my shirt doing? Oh. My shirt is being tugged down by my tummy. Anyway, guys. Back stretch. Belly rubs. And belly salute. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one. Pretty sure I'm just talking to myself. Probably.